What is up, my viewers? Spang here, bringing you yet another replay commentary on a viewer-submitted match. This is from Bondar007 and his standard battle on Tundra. So we're going to get right up into it and talk about, right off the bat, that his team and the enemy team kind of even. It's very mismatched, however, in the terms that, I mean, it's even in terms of tiers, but really in terms of tanks, it's kind of funky because his team only has the one tier 9 heavy tank, the enemy team has the E75 and VK45, while he has the double TDs and RD. The enemy team has one TD, no tier 9 RD, so it's kind of going to be interesting to see how each team utilizes their strengths and weaknesses, but certainly not 100%. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's not like, oh, this many tier heavy tanks versus this many tier heavy tanks, and it's certainly going to be interesting to see how everything rolls out and plays. I feel like the minimap there was a little bit too large, and I'm sure many of you were agreeing with me. But this is certainly going to be my last commentary of the day. As per usual, I do about 3 in a row when I record. So this is number 3 for the day. Right now, Bondar asking for some help on the hill because at the moment, he really doesn't have it. A scout tank, or rather a light tank. Again, one of my viewers did point out the fact that not all light tanks are scout tanks. Scout tank is a role, light tank is a class in the game. And he is correct, but again, it's kind of just force of habit to refer to all light tanks as scout tanks, especially mid and high tier light tanks. It's then because they do perform effectively as scout tanks. Looks like Tiger 2 versus E75. Let me just say, E75 going to win that battle every day as long as you drive intelligently. And the Tiger 2, I mean, fair fight, players of equal skill. E75 beats Tiger 2 hands down, no questions asked. Better armor, better alpha, better everything. E75 pretty much a super Tiger 2 in every way. But looks like Bondar really holding this line on his own. Enemy artillery, the tier 8 40-43, going to take out his little T-37. Kind of a mismatch for him, I will say that. Not really the best kind of match you want to be in is a T-37. You rather be in like a tier 7, tier 8 match, not a match with tier 9s. Looks like Bondar able to bounce, and again, requesting help from his team, who will refuse to answer. And I know that simply because he mentioned that in the email. He figured might as well just try his best to hold the line. And a Type 59 ally is providing some assistance. Looks like he does have some tank destroyer support in the back, the Waffenträger back there, as well as what looks like the T-25-2. I can't tell for sure as he drives away, just because his name is cut off on the map. And looking like quite a bit of enemy armor on this hill. Tiger 2, 4502. Got the AMX 5120 and the AMX 1390. Is it a 1390? Let me look. No, it's a, yeah, I am correct on that. Again, trying to get some help. And at this point, this 4502B really not looking like he knows how to fight. Definitely not the most upgraded, certainly not the best gun. And definitely Bondar knowing how to kill that little annoyance of a heavy tank by shooting that hatch, but friendly artillery will come in to help out right there. The Batchat 155-55 definitely going to be a valued ally moving forward in this match, simply because Bondar let me know, saying, hey, even though most of my team not really there to help me out, already kind of did me a solid. So looking like he was able to take out that 5120 there. I didn't even see his gunfire. I'm just going to chalk that up to an error in the replay, as it were. The Tiger 2 really playing with fire here, kind of saying, oh, come on, you can't kill me, big brother. And he's right. The artillery will kill that Tiger 2 instead. The AMX CDC definitely not going to want to be fighting this. He knows the E75 is not reloaded yet, though, just simply because the AMX CDC, very good rate of fire. The E75, not so much, but it packs more of a punch. I mean, the CDC got hit for how much? 500 something before getting killed right there. Bondar doing a total of 600 something damage, 671 to be precise, to that CDC. Not a good chunk of his hit points, but enough to kill it for sure. And artillery again coming in to knock so many hit points off that Fok. And or Foch, however you want to say it. I just have more fun saying it like Fok because it sounds like a dirty word, and I'm an immature child. But the E75, Bondar trying to push up here, bait a shot from the Fok, and really just make it to where he doesn't get any sort of hurt. I mean, look at him at this point. He's at 1920 hit points out of 1920. Gets kill number 3 and it really has taken no damage except module damage. It looks like he did use his repair kit to repair his tracks. His fuel tank's hit, which makes him a little more inclined to get lit on fire. He will do auto aim on that enemy E75, his counterpart, and get a solid hit. Over 3,600 hit points of damage dealt by this point, and going in for the brawl. He knows he can win simply because he's just better off hit points wise. He is exposing his side armor, and he will pay for it, but only after trading shots, so kind of a fair trade, all said and done. And right now, in the perfect position for him, not so much for that enemy E75. Again, here with family, so there will be noise in the background occasionally. Apologies for that. And getting the kill on that E75, a good chunk of damage done to him, over 1,300 total, and getting kill number 4 for himself. So the enemy team really in no position to win at this point, only artillery remaining, and 13 tanks to 13 kills to 6 kills, so tanks and hit points and everything just in favor. Virtually impossible for the enemy team to win at this point in time. And a considerable amount of that is due to Bondar. I mean, you think about 4 tanks killed and the way he was able to hold that line and allow his team to really dominate the 1-2 line, because he was fighting a good chunk of the enemy team. And Friendly Artie, just the way that Batchat 155-55 was providing that fire support and helping Bondar to be that impassable object that the enemy team just could not get through. And like I said, artillery key in that, just simply by reducing and thinning the enemy's numbers and hit points. If they had all been able to rush Bondar, it would have been 4-5 versus 1, and there was no way he could win that for sure. But at this point in time, it will be kill number 15 for his team, and that will be game, set, and match. With all said and done, let's go see those post-game stats. And here we go, earning himself a significant number of ribbons and some medals while he was at it. Cool-headed, wasn't expecting that. Definitely expecting steel wall there, and high caliber for sure. Mastery badge ace tanker for a very well played match. And overall said and done, I mean, let's go to team scores, see exactly how the rack and stack falls out. The enemy E75 doing a considerable amount of work, but not as much as Bondar. And that friendly artillery piece performing second in terms of damage dealt, certainly a valued teammate and ally to Bondar, helping him out, as I've said so many times by this point in the replay. Still, quite a few 0 performers for both teams, especially, I'm sorry, I was looking at kills there. Bondar's team kind of spreading out the damage quite a bit once you get past his 4,500, and the enemy team had that, yeesh, that 4502 not doing too hot for himself. That Tiger 2, like I said, really making an unwise call, trying to duke it out with an E75. Big Brother's gonna win every time. Not gonna happen. That, but all said and done, kind of one-sided once the match started getting underway, and Bondar was really able to hold that pass. I mean, he simply said, "You will not pass," or "You shall not pass," if you want to do the Lord of the Rings quote more precisely, and he was able to make it happen. I mean, considered, honestly, with some help, but really kind of a lot of that work done on his own, and simply due to a lot of incompetence, I guess, on the enemy team's part. I mean, the 4502 and Tiger 2 certainly not doing anything to hurt Bondar or push him out of his entrenched position, kind of utilizing that hill as best he could, and did quite a damn good job of it, I will say, earning quite a bit of credits. Definitely not running premium, but you're just proving you don't need to run premium to make credits, but you will make considerably more, and it will allow you to get through tank lines a bit quicker. Still, 14 shots fired, 11 penetrations, 14 non-penetrating shots out of 15. Wow, the enemy team really just could not get through his armor. Unfortunate, and the one was the enemy E75, hitting him for like 400 something, so nothing of considerable damage, which is also kind of why he was able to make as many credits as he did without premium, just because he was able to keep his tank more or less undamaged. Enemy vehicles destroyed, 4 of 6 of the ones he shot, and actually quite a bit of damage due to his assistance because of that artillery support, so very surprising there with an E75. Although if you're a heavy tank, you're doing your job, and your arty is doing their job, supporting you, being on the front lines, you should probably have some damage due to the player's assistance. But that being said, that's in an ideal world, that's in an ideal game, with everything kind of working the way it's intended, working as intended. Yeah, not going to be the common case in World of Tanks or in real life in general. Just gonna put that one out there. Still earning quite a bit of experience from his times 2 and a very respectable performance. So if you enjoyed this video, please let me know. Hit that like button. If you want to see more, subscribe. And if you got a replay, there is instructions for that in the description below, along with tons of other information about my channel and my stuff going on. So definitely check that out. But anyway, this has been Spang, and clearly I am just oh so professional. MLG Dynamo!